It's 1983. The Cold War is in full swing. Computers are barely on desks. The internet doesn't exist. But in the mind of one sci-fi writer, a terrifying future is unfolding. A world where pilotless machines hunt humans from the sky. He wrote it as fiction. The military read it as prophecy. 40 years later, his vision has become our reality. His name was Vernon Chase. An obscure...
You ever wonder why an airplane has to be a certain size? Because somebody has to get inside it, right?
Right.
What happens if you don't need a pilot? What happens if you just have remote control planes that carry deadly weapons? You saw it back there at the store. There were toy tanks, toy planes that had deadly fighting capabilities.
Little remote control planes.
Yes! You saw those kids back there at the arcade. Those kids have better hand-eye coordination than any pilot you'll ever see. Little children can fly remote control planes. Patrick, it's only the weaponry that's missing. Can you imagine the savings if we reduced the cost of planes, say, $450 million apiece, down to $5,000? That's what I'm talking about. The military today, Pat, costs too much. I'm talking about a cheap military, an inexpensive military for the future. You can't eliminate the military, so you have to have a military you can afford. Little tanks, little planes, little helicopters. Toy-sized military with deadly fighting weapons. You give me $500 million, the cost of one stealth bomber, I'll give you 1 million toy-sized planes. And I guarantee you one thing, Pat, no one's gonna spot them on the radar screens. Hey, you remember that kid flew a beach nut right into Red Square? He flew the plane right into Red Square. Do you remember those kids at the video screens blowing things up? What difference does it make if it's real or false? It's all the same to them. It's all the same on the video screens. It's just another game to them. It's warfare without a concept. It's the greatest concept ever known. It's brilliant. I'll rise like a phoenix from the ashes to greatness. Me, the greatest military genius the world's ever known. Tomorrow, we start building the littlest armada known to mankind.
To most readers. But in 1983, he published a novella called Steel Falcons. It was set in a near-future war zone where nations used autonomous flying machines to patrol borders, eliminate threats, and carry out political assassinations. They didn't have pilots. They didn't ask questions. They obeyed only algorithms. At the time, it seemed absurd. The U.S. Air Force barely had drones that could fly in straight lines, and artificial intelligence was more theory than tech. In Steel Falcons, drones could loiter silently over cities, scanning for faces. They made life and death decisions based on probability matrices, and in one chilling chapter, they're hacked, turned into rogue weapons. Sound familiar? Today's NQ-9 Reapers and AI-driven surveillance platforms mirror Chase's ideas almost line by line. He imagined military drones before most people had heard of the word drone. While Chase was writing fiction, the Pentagon was conducting secret experiments. The RQ-2 Pioneer took off in the mid-'80s, a clunky surveillance drone co-developed with Israel. Then came the Predator in the 90s, first for recon, then weaponized. Chase's fictional killing machines weren't fiction anymore. By 2001, drones were dropping bombs in Afghanistan, the same year Chase passed away. In Steel Falcons, the drones operated on learning algorithms, early AI. They adapted. They improved. They became unpredictable. Fast forward to today. We now have machine learning drones that can select targets without human confirmation. In Libya, reports confirmed the first autonomous drone kill in 2020. No pilot, no command, just AI. Exactly as Chase feared. His book warned, when war becomes math, morality becomes optional. We ignored that warning. Today, global bodies like the UN are trying to put boundaries on lethal autonomous weapons. But who decides what is ethical when the battlefield is digital? Is it the developer? The general? The machine itself? Chase's novel ends with a final line etched in many readers' minds. They took the sky from us and gave it to ghosts with steel wings. It wasn't just a metaphor. It was a warning. Chase predicted facial recognition in drones. He described swarms of drones communicating silently. He foresaw hacking as a new kind of warfare, done not with bombs, but with code. And he imagined a time when nations would fear machines more than men. We used to laugh at sci-fi. Now, we fear it's not fictional enough. Drones today aren't just for war. They're in our cities, our skies, our phones. But the military drone, the flying hunter, remains the most powerful symbol of invisible warfare. And it was imagined long before it existed, by a man who saw too clearly too soon. So, the next time you hear a buzz in the sky, remember, it might not be a camera. It might be a prophecy. Enjoy stories where fiction becomes truth? Like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Which sci-fi prediction do you think is coming true next?